Throughout the last few decades, organic foods have become a popular topic of conversation. With the healthcare costs at unprecedented prices and the damage that we are seeing in the earth and environment around us, makes a person wonder if there is a way to help both causes. Organic food and products, which are made of no harsh chemicals, pesticides, or without damaging the environment, are not only a growing trend but is rapidly becoming necessary in figuring out how to improve lives of Americans as well as people around the world. People argue that pesticides and chemicals have little to no effect on humans in small doses. But what happens when everything you buy and everything you are consuming is injected with these toxic chemicals? Turns out, Americans are consuming more than just a small dose of these dangerous pesticides and chemicals that are now beginning to feel the effect, and they're not good. Before the 1950s, organic products were normal. They were not called organic because it was just what everyone ate. This was a time when many people had their own gardens and slaughtered their own meat. It wasn't until the 1950s that chemicals and pesticides became widely used. Through chemicals, farmers and producers were able to get their crops to consumers with less labor at faster rates. During the last decade, and even farther back, the effects of these chemicals used in food production and farming have become closely watched. Government agencies such as the United States Department of Agriculture and the Environmental Protection Agency are mandating the use of chemicals and pesticides and are studying the effects of such chemicals at a higher rate. Now, I'm sure you've all heard about organic foods, but I'm sure you're still left in the dark about the fundamental basics. So what exactly is organic? Organic farmers apply techniques first used thousands of years ago, such as crop rotation and the use of composited animal manure and green manure crops in ways that are economically sustainable in today's world, according to the USDA. Pesticides, herbicides, and other synthetic chemicals are not used. Animals are also fed organic foods. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture in 2010, organic foods made up 4.2% of all U.S. retail food sales. Ever wonder who actually certifies these foods and if they're trustworthy? Don't worry. Before a product can be labeled organic, a government-approved certifier inspects the farm where the produce is grown to ensure that the farmer is following all the rules necessary to meet the USDA organic standards. Also, companies that handle or process organic foods before it gets to your local supermarket or restaurants must be certified as well. There's a $10,000 fine per item for anyone who is knowingly selling non-organic products with a labeled USDA seal. These tight regulations allow us customers to be confident that we are buying strictly organic foods. We can thank the nonprofit organization called the Environmental Work Group to inform us health-conscious customers what the top 12 fruits and vegetables are that you should strictly buy organic. Fun fact, this year's top produce was apples. There are a number of pros and cons for eating organically. Pesticide awareness is one of them. U.S. standards for certifying organic produce and meats prohibit the use of pesticides, fungicides, and herbicides, and farmers are not able to claim organic status until the land on which the produce and livestock is grown has been pesticide-free for 3 months prior to harvest. By eating organic, you will consume far fewer pesticides that may negatively affect your health. Celery, peaches, strawberries, apples, nectarines, blueberries, spinach, and sweet bell peppers are the highest pesticide contamination according to the Environmental Working Group. When it comes to organic food, your nutrition will reap benefits. You will gain higher levels of antioxidant, vitamin C, and phenolic compounds in organic fruit compared to non-organic fruit. You're not only benefiting yourself, the environmental and animals are also seeing positive effects. Many of these pesticides used on non-organic crops and livestock seep into the ground and pollute our groundwater and soil. The contamination can cause problems for wildlife that drink the water in the area or eat the insects from the soil, as well as the fish that are living in the contaminated waters. Now that I have addressed all the pros to you and given you all the statistics that you need to buy organic, the only question that remains is where do you actually go and buy these products? Your first order of business is to go online and search your local area for health food stores. Another great source is local farmers markets, which are packed with fresh produce. I just picked tomato is from a local farm taster tastes way better than a tomato that has traveled thousands of miles to get to your supermarket shelf. Also, grocery stores like Kroger, Walmart, Walgreens, etc. are now introducing USDA certified organic food to better suit the demands of a new large and in charge organic buyers. It is through research and taking time to discover what benefits you will receive through buying and using organic products that will ultimately begin healing the earth and, more importantly, human health. It may be a task that seems almost too large to tackle, but starting out small can be wonderful and highly beneficial task to start. If we all start the buy fresh, buy local movement, I believe we will discover happiness and healthiness. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that next time you are at the grocery store or driving past a local farmer's market that you remember all the benefits that I shared with you today about organic foods and make the right choice. It's never too late to make a change for the better. Thank you so much.